dear students, this is Tulika Banerjee from Forensic Science Unit, SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, presenting this module on behalf of Professor Nisar Ahmed, Professor, PBGM College, Bhopal. I am delighted to present this lecture on family, which is taught in BA second semester. Before we start our chapter with the introduction of this chapter, let's look at the other modules we will study in this chapter. First is classification of families on the basis of organization. Second, classification of families on the basis of authority. And lastly is the conclusion. So dear students, let us start with the introduction of this lecture. Family is one of the most important social institutions. Most of the world's population lives in family units. It is an important primary group in the society. Family is the most pervasive and universal social institution. It plays a vital role in the socialization of individuals. Family is regarded as the first society of human beings. It is known as the first school of citizenship. One is born in family, grows in it, works for it, and dies in it. One develops emotional attachment to it. The parental care imparts the child with first lesson of social responsibility and acceptance of self-discipline. Family is the backbone of social structure. It occupies a nuclear position in society. Though family is a universal institution, its structure or form varies from one society to another. Sociologists and anthropologists have mentioned about different types of families found in different cultures. We shall look at some of the types of family in this section. Classification of families is generally done on the basis of organization, nuclear and joint, forms of marriage, monogamous or polygamous, authority, matriarchal or patriarchal, and residence. You all know now that what a family is and how it is classified. In our next module, we shall learn about classification of families on the basis of organization. In terms of organization, families may be of two broad types, the nuclear family and the extended or joint family. First, we will discuss about the nuclear family. The nuclear family is a unit composed of husband, wife and their unmarried children. This is the predominant form in modern industrial societies. This type of family is based on companionship between parents and children. While discussing the nature of nuclear family in India, Pauline Kolanda has discussed additions or modifications in nuclear family structure. She has given the following compositional categories. Division of types of families. First, divided on the classification of based on birth, it is the family of orientation and family of procreation. Based on marriage, we have monogamous, polygamous and polyandrous. Based on residence, it is matrilocal, patrilocal and changing. Based on ancestry or descent, it is matrilineal or patrilineal. Based on nature of relation, it is conjugal and consanguine. Based on authority, it is matriarchal and patriarchal. Based on size or structure, it is nuclear, joint or extended. Nuclear family refers to a couple with or without children. Supplemented nuclear family indicated a nuclear family plus one or more unmarried, separated or widowed relatives of the parents other than their unmarried children. Subnuclear family is defined as a fragment of a former nuclear family, for instance, a widow or widower with his or her unmarried children or siblings, unmarried or widowed or separated or divorced, living together. Supplemented subnuclear family refer to a group of relatives, members of a formerly complete nuclear family, along with some other unmarried, divorced or widowed relative who was not a member of the nuclear family. The size of the nuclear family is very small. It is free from the control of elders. It is regarded as the most dominant and ideal form of family in modern society. The nuclear family is based on conjugal bonds. The children get maximum care, love and affection of the parents in nuclear family. The nuclear family is independent and economically self-sufficient. The members of nuclear family also enjoy more freedom than the members of joint family. Now dear students, we will discuss about joint family. Extended or joint family. The term extended family is used to indicate the combination of two or more nuclear families based on an extension of the parent-child relationship. According to Murdoch, an extended family consists of two or more nuclear families affiliated through an extension of the parent-child relationship, that is, by joining the nuclear family of a married adult to that of his parents. In an extended family, a man and his wife live with the families of their married sons and with their unmarried sons and daughters, grandchildren or great-grandchildren in the paternal or maternal line. Different types of extended family are still common in Asia, says Botamore. The patrilineally extended family is based on an extension of the father-son relationship, while the matrilineally extended family is based on the mother-daughter relationship. The extended family may also be extended horizontally to include a group consisting of two or more brothers, their wives and children. This horizontally extended family is called the fraternal or collateral family. A joint family consists of three generations living together under the same roof, sharing the same kitchen and purse or economic expenses. It is a family consisting of three nuclear families living together. According to Iravati Karve, a joint family is a group of people who generally live under the same roof, who eat food cooked at one hearth, who hold property in common and who participate in common family worship and are related to each other as some particular type of kindred. In figure 2, which is shown on your screen, ego, the shaded figure, is a part of a joint family consisting of 4 generations: the children, parents, grandparents and great-grandparents, all from the father's side. These types of joint families are also known as patriarchal or father-centered, or patrilineal, that is, lineage traced through the father's or male side, joint families. In such families, only unmarried daughters or at times widowed daughters are a part of the family. Married daughters no longer belong to the family, as they become a part of their husband's family. However, in the case of matriarchal joint families or mother-centered or matrilinear, that is the lineage or descent traced through the mother's side or the female side, daughters are a part of the joint family, whereas sons become a part of their wives' families. In India, the family, whether extended vertically and or horizontally, is called the joint family. Strictly speaking, it is a property sharing unit. The joint family consists of a man and his wife and their adult sons, their wives and children and younger children of the paternal couple, says M.S. Gore. The size of joint family is very large. Generally, the eldest male is the head of the family. The rights and duties of the members in this type of family are laid down by the hierarchy order of power and authority. Children of the joint family are children of all the male members in the parental generation. Emphasis on conjugal ties, that is between husband and wife, is supposed to weaken the stability of joint family. The father-son relationship, that is filial relationship, and the relationship between brothers, that is fraternal relationship, are more crucial for the joint family system than the conjugal relationship, that is husband and wife relationship. Dear students, this is the end of our module. You all know now about classification of families into nuclear and joint family on the basis of organization. The family may be either patriarchal or matriarchal on the basis of authority. Our first discussion will be of patriarchal family. A patriarchal family system involves men being in authority over women. The following lesson further explains this social phenomenon and provides a quiz to assess your knowledge of the concept. Now here comes a very common question in our minds. What is a patriarchal system? A patriarchal social system can be defined as a system where men are in authority over women in all aspects of society. In modern culture and society, the idea of patriarchy is not as accepted or practiced as it once was decades ago. Let's take a closer look at the characteristics of a patriarchal system and where this social system is active today. Characteristics of a patriarchal system. Some characteristics of a patriarchal system include descent, inheritance, and succession. These are recognized through the male line. Patriarchal families are patrilineal in character because the descent is traced through the male line. Here, only the male children inherit the property of the father. In some instances, the eldest son enjoys some special rights. He normally succeeds the father after his death. Children are recognized as the children of the father and the mother is practically ignored. Next is residence. Patriarchal family is patrilocal in residence. Sons continue to stay with the father in his own house even after their marriages. Only the wives come and join them. Women have secondary position in these families for they have to be at the mercy of their menfolk. Children are brought up in their father's family. Next is about male dominance. In the patriarchal system, men make all decisions in both society and in their family unit, hold all positions of power and authority, and are considered superior. Next is male identification. Men are concerned with identification that includes qualities of control, strength, forcefulness, rationality, strong work ethic, and competitiveness. Each of these qualities contributes to male identification in a patriarchal system. The next factor is male-centeredness. In a patriarchal system, the center of activity and progression is on men and what they do to move the society forward. In any patriarchal system, men will be the focus and developer of all events and inventions. Men will be the heroes in all situations, and men will be the center of social engagement, fun, and entertainment. Next is obsession with control. Men living in a patriarchal system or society must be in control at all times. They have a desire to control all social and family situations and must make all decisions regarding finances and education. Here the father or the eldest male member of the family is the most dominant person. He is all in all. All the members are subordinated to him. He dictates terms for other members. All the major decisions pertaining to the family affairs are taken by him only. Nobody has the authority to question him. He is the owner and the manager of the family property. During the early days, the patriarch had absolute authority over all the members of the family. The patriarch could sell his sons and wife or even kill them. In religious matters also, he was the head. Additionally, in a patriarchal society, the oppression of women is emphasized. The term oppression means to push down or restrict. Therefore, women are not allowed to rise up to leadership levels or make decisions. Women are also not allowed to demonstrate independence or suggest changes to any social order. In essence, women also have a role in a patriarchal society, but only in a sense that is submissive and subservient to men. History. Some of the historical facts are as follows. Though this contradicts the general belief, patriarchy has not existed in society since ancient times. The very first social systems were believed to function upon the base of equality, where the men were hunters and women were gatherers. Both roles were equally crucial for the survival of the group as a whole, which is why equal importance was being given to both. The exact time of the origin of the concept of patriarchy is still unknown. Some experts suggest that it may have been sometime around 4000 BC, when the idea of fatherhood began to take its root in society, though this is a debated issue. Records of ancient writers and philosophers talk about the superiority of men over women and how the role of a woman is to bear children and take care of the household, while the man presides over other important tasks. Another theory of the origin of patriarchy states that initially, to manage the population because of the high death rates, women tended to give birth to several children. As a result, women's focus began revolving around taking care of a number of children as well as the household, while men began to take responsibility of tasks such as hunting, gathering, and providing the family with food. Thus, males ultimately began to assume dominance over the women, and children and women were pushed more and more into the background. Some examples of patriarchal families. Let's look at some cultures and societies that recently or still operate under the patriarchal system. There have been various forms of the patriarchal family. Sometimes it is a part of a joint family, as in India. Sometimes it is a part of a stem family with only one of the sons bringing his family within the paternal household. The typical patriarchal families are not found today in the modern industrial societies, but they prevailed among the ancient Hebrews, Greeks, Romans and the Aryans of India. The Roman patriarch had the patria potestas, the power of the father, which gave the head of the family an unlimited authority over all the other members. There was no legal jurisdiction to challenge the authority of the patriarch. In ancient Palestine, the father could sell his daughter into servitude. In the same manner, the Hebrew patriarch exercised despotic power over all his dependents. In India also, during the Vedic period, woman was subject to three kinds of successive obedience: to her father before her marriage, to her husband after the marriage, and to her son during her widowhood or old age. In ancient Athens, women were not given an opportunity to lead a public life. On the other hand, wife and daughters were kept in secluded women's apartment. Now students, let us discuss about matriarchal family. It is a form of family in which authority is centered in wife or mother. The matriarchal family system implies rule of the family by the mother, not by the father. In this type of family, women are entitled to perform religious rites and husbands lives in the house of wife. Matriarchal family is also called mother right family or maternal family, under which the status, name and sometimes inheritance is transmitted through the female line. There are a few different types of matriarch. One is the guilt-evoking mother who can equally exert power and control through her extraordinary ability to evoke guilt. Many adult children, even in their later years, can find themselves pandering and giving into their mother because of the power of her guilt. It can spread out into the corners of a family like tentacles. Guilt has such a corrosive effect on the independence and freedom of children. They are plagued by the sense that they have done something wrong, let their mother down, or yet again have failed to prove their love. For the vulnerable child, it can become a terrible invisible crucifix to carry because guilt eats at the essence of self, with the child burdened with the self or sense of having done something wrong. The guilty child becomes a people pleaser. The other type of matriarch is the angry one, who controls her family through her potential for anger and rage. She may not often explode, but when she does, all corners of the house will shake. She may have the tone in her voice, that shrill explosion of irritation that has teenagers running downstairs to do the job they never did, or has father coaching the children not to upset mother. In the matriarchal family, a husband can live his entire life feeling inadequate, like he has never quite lived up to her expectations, forever trying to make up for all the wrongs he feels he has done. Living examples of matrilineal societies in India. In this section, we will look at some of the matrilineal societies in India. The first is the Khasi tribe. The majority of this tribe resides in the state of Meghalaya. Given the hilly terrain and dense forests of the region, it is relatively isolated from the societies residing in the plains. Though women of the tribe still lack any representation in the political arena of the state, the affairs of the tribe as well as domestic affairs are controlled by the women of the house only. Following the matrilineal law of inheritance, the youngest daughter of the house will stay with the parents and inherit the house that is named after her mother. The husband is expected to leave his house and live with his wife in his mother-in-law's house. The next example is the Garo tribe. Neighbors to Khasi, this tribe have a similar social formation and also follows the matrilineal methodology to trace property. A Garo family is headed by the mother of the house, but the father is responsible for providing sustenance. The tribe is divided into sub-tribes and clans, with marriage outside the tribe highly discouraged. The daughter of the family carries the clan name throughout her life, whereas the son takes up his wife's clan name after marriage. If the marriage doesn't work out, the couple can get separated without any social stigma. Similar to the Khasi tradition, the youngest daughter in a Garo family will inherit the property, and if there is no female inheritor within the immediate family, the property passes to the daughter of the mother's sister. The third example is of the matrilineal societies of Kerala. Kerala has the best sex ratio of the country, a fact which is not only to be credited to the high literacy rate, but also to the fading culture of matrilineal society. Officially, the state has banned the matrilineal or matrilocal family structure through the Joint Family System Abolition Act of 1975. The act was passed by the Kerala State Legislature. Compared to the previous two social formations, Kerala is surrounded with states that have a strong culture of patriarchy, resulting in the fading of matrilineal families. On the other hand, women in Kerala enjoy a higher political stature compared to most women across the country, as well as the two aforementioned tribes. A few families still follow the matrilineal tradition of carrying the mother's name throughout their life. Dear students, this is the end of our module. You all know now about classification of families into patriarchal and matriarchal family on the basis of authority. In our next module, we shall meet to conclude our chapter on family. It's time now to recapitulate today's lecture. To conclude, there are certain core functions with which the family is always and everywhere concerned. As Kingsley Davis says, there is no other social group which can perform this peculiar combination of great functions as its main societal task. The family has given up some of the functions that it performed in the past, but by and large, the family remains the most important primary group in society for accomplishing certain essential functions. Nuclear family is regarded as the most dominant and ideal form of family in modern society. The nuclear family is based on conjugal bonds. The children get maximum care, love and affection of the parents in nuclear family. The nuclear family is independent and economically self-sufficient. The members of nuclear family also enjoy more freedom than the members of joint family, which consist of 3 generations living together under the same roof, sharing the same kitchen and purse or economic expenses. It is a family consisting of 3 nuclear families living together. A patriarchal system involves men being in authority over women. Additionally, in a patriarchal society, the oppression of women is emphasized. The matriarchal family system implies rule of the family by the mother, not by the father. In this type of family, women are entitled to perform religious rites and husband lives in the house of wife. At present, both matriarchal and patriarchal families have diminished. In their place, egalitarian or equalitarian families in which father and mother enjoy equal status and opportunities have emerged. Most of the families in the industrial societies are equalitarian families. They are often called modern families and also nuclear families. Dear students, with this module of conclusion, our chapter comes to an end. I hope you all have enjoyed this chapter and gained valuable information regarding families. I am sure you all have understood the central idea behind this module. Do keep in mind what we discussed today. I'll be back with one more lecture in this series. If you want to learn more and enhance your knowledge, you may log on to our website www.cec.nic.in for MCQ, quizzes, LORs, etc. Make sure you revise the modules frequently so that you master the topic well and take up the exercises. Thank you for your time today. I'll see you in the next lecture. Keep learning, work hard and do revise the chapter. Goodbye.